What's up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of my Hungarian Holy Roman Empire Let's Play, where we're getting closer and closer to the end of the game here. So, in between episodes, I've made sure to have an idea of where each of the French provinces are. And I can see here that they have 3 colonies here in the New World. And I have actually made gained an understanding of how we can fully annex them by doing that. We demand their full annexation. Good. Now the problem is that in order to gain coring range here, on that I need to make this bridge in between, and he will actually not accept because we have a negative 1000 modifier for not owning any fort in this area. So for that reason, luckily he's got low level forts. I'm going to take our navy and we're going to go send a stack out to the New World to fight and occupy one fort. But also, I'm planning to declare war on Ming here, guys. And I'm trying to move out my troops to head over to Ming. And probably about 2 months or a couple months before we declare that war, I'm going to go ahead and hire a large mercenary stack. Let's bring these troops along as well in the rear. So I plan to hire the mercenary stacks up here, and we have a decent amount of troops in both locations. I think there might be more to the south, but there's going to be fewer to the south once we hire that mercenary stack. Wow, this guy's going all the way out to Asia. I don't actually recall where he was traveling from over here in West Africa. Did he do some kind of funny pathing? Nonetheless, clean up these rebels. Now, as far as overextension is concerned, we're pretty far overextended. The full annexation from France, let's have a look. It's going to be under, right? Because we will inherit his colonial nations, and then these provinces won't cost us anything. Well, they won't cost us anything. So it's around 80. Cool. I don't know what the full annexation is going to cost here. Let's quickly check. I'm trying to decide, should we be doing them as separate peace offers, or should I go for 100% or what? Let's have a little look. That's already over, and that's not considering the fact that, yeah, well, long story short, we're going to do a smaller peace offer there, aren't we? But who cares? Let us move some troops over and go to war against Ming. Consolidate these guys. Now we're pretty close. I suggest to there we go, -5 tech. That's the best we're going to get. Can tick up and make our way down south. So here we go, guys. I'm going to be hiring the gigantic Merc stack that I've made, which is extremely expensive, but we have a lot of money. That's going to be okay. And it might take some time to walk over here, but I intend to build another one as well. Kill was looking good. Nice progress on converting that region. And gonna probably, what was the plan? We're gonna do Kilwa. This is actually being heathens and not rather being heretics and not heathens. Stability is really good there while we have the reaction modifier. So I think Japan, which also looks pretty good, our tolerance is pretty good. I do want to stabilize though. I'm going to focus on that after Kilwa. Hope that's not a sort of oversight. Should I be doing these guys instead in the Horn of Africa? I'll have to think about it. Maldives is progressing nicely here, so it looks like we are going to avoid having a little stack spawn on an island out there, which is good to see. And soon the war begins. The war of all wars. Probably, well, easily the largest war that we have fought in a long time. I think in terms of the sheer amount of troops, this is the largest war, kind of objectively, that is going to probably happen in this game. But whether it will be the most challenging or not is yet to still be determined. Hopefully, it will not be too challenging for the likes of us. We've got plenty of time here. I did a dilly-dally a bit long with this, forgetting about it, but we've got plenty of time. There's no hurry with the French. Just because I plan to do that and take them out does not mean there's any kind of emergency. I've been thinking I should colonize Greenland, guys, for the looks of the one tag. It's only 2 provinces which can be nicely colonized there. Give us the Holy Roman Empire, Greenland. And I'll be doing that shortly. In fact, I'm going to try to make it a sort of a standard to be at least 1 colony over. So we only have 2 colonies right now. Let's fix that. It doesn't cost very much to be 1 over, but it's when you start going 2 over is very expensive, and 3 and 4 just start becoming ridiculous. But not that I have not ever done it before. I have done it before when we can afford it. So I'll be hiring another leader here when I can. We could go for... No, we can't go for that general because we don't have... it's not available yet. Alrighty. Here we go. It's not Holy War CB, is it? Which means we don't have to be a huge stickler for winning battles. It's all about reaching their forts, but their capital in particular. Let's go. So we can have a pretty good idea. He thankfully actually doesn't have that many forts. Most of them are on the coast, or at least near the coast. Oh, well, hang on. He might turn more on. Yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot more. He's got a lot more. God dang it. Some have no garrison here. So let's rush. Go, go, go. I'm trying to get here. If we have gotten here before the month ends, guys, then the garrison, it would be sieged down immediately. So that would be pretty sick. I don't think, unfortunately, we can reach them. But we will try. Spending military power that I don't have, really, on trying to achieve that. So let's go to, while Beijing's going to be blocked off now, they have all these other forts. Thankfully, the garrison, though, in many of these forts is, even if we get there a few months late, it's going to be quite low. So I'm going to try to kind of hold these 3 regions. Now, we can equip a general when I go into Daviet's territory there, but I got to keep in mind that the level 3 siege general is our best general. In terms of sieging. That is something I'm going to keep in mind. And how are we doing on recruiting? Has it finished? Yes, they're just walking over here. So let's look at our upkeep. That was really expensive, but we've got more than enough by the looks of things to... I better have clicked the right one. I think I did. Yeah, it's the right price. Okay, here we go. Let's get another stack here coming along. We don't need 2 navies here. My navy could go pick up this guy, for example, sooner than walking out here. These guys are coming in the rear. Let the games begin! The month is about to end, but yeah, still hoping, guys, that with low garrison... Wow, the garrison grows so quickly. It's already over fort level 3 levels of garrison there. Pretty obnoxious. But there we go. Uh-oh. That stack's getting caught out. The provinces are so large, it's so annoying, man, sometimes fighting in gigantic provinces where, you know, a whole battle ends before we can reinforce. So this guy's getting caught out. That is actually our best general, though, I think, with the 6 fire. Outnumbered there massively. He's going to a fort. God dang it. What kind of terrain? Steppe terrain. This guy's movement can still be cancelled. Screw it. Let's go. Unfortunately, the garrison's going to be growing there, but let's try to get them on the retreat. Well, we outnumbered them big time, but he has a lot more stacks somewhere. They are somewhere. So we have the Discipline Advisor up and running. Let's take a look at our policies. A lot of people talking about missionary strength policies I should be taking. This one looks pretty good. Yeah, it's a hard one. It's a hard one. I kind of feel like we actually can afford to spend more admin than I really would have thought initially. But regardless, it feels awfully uncomfortable to lose 1 admin a month. But it could make the difference. The unrest is obviously nice, and the missionary strength, although it would have a very little effect, it would probably, if we're lucky, it would take like a month off each. And it would accumulate to make a big difference. It's really tempting to take that one. Reputation would help us integrate with speed, so we have to keep that in mind, but it's not going to make it cheaper. In fact, it would make it more expensive in the sense that we'd be spending 1 diplo there. But I'll keep the speed if we feel like time constraint is an issue of integrating. We could potentially, because nobody is really that much of a threat to us except Ming, if we feel like we took Ming out, we could invest our military points and just kind of accept that we're never going to strengthen our military again very nicely. With deploy reputation from the military. Ooh. No, that's heretics, though. There really aren't that many heretics. We've got Russia and Coptic. Orthodox and Coptic. There's not that many. 3 strength is a ton, but we need that same kind of thing against heathens. I mean, it would help. It would help. I would consider doing that, guys. To really help considerably converting up these 2 regions. I might do that. There's no need to do it right now, but I might do that. These 2 are probably the most likely I will consider doing this one as well. Down the line, depending on how I feel with our admin. But let's get back to the war. Let's get back to the war. I wonder what will happen here. We seem to be way more powerful in terms of morale. His general is pretty good. His general is pretty good. Looks like we're going to win that battle, though, so that's good to see. Unfortunately, the garrison growing massively. He's got a ridiculous amount of forts, guys. And they're all level 8. God dang it. Well, Operation Jack Ming's forts may not work out too well. Jeez. Where's this siege level 3 guy? There he is. Here's a thought though. I'm kind of hoping that if we kind of war ravage him up a little bit here with one war, that he'll stop maintaining his forts again, and then we'll be much more poised, you know, being located nearer to take them out. Hopefully. Okay, so I'm hoping to sit on these 3 and locate the rest of my troops nearby. And the same goes for, I guess, like these 3 here. So we got some stacks along the way, coming along the way. We won the first battle, which feels good, man. Certainly feels good, man. Let's lag out a second here while I open up Go. I want to see how much we got. 50%, pulling a tremendous amount out of there. We got 90% here, 99. I actually, yeah, I thought that it was much smarter to go to Alexandria, because I thought our influence was less here in Zanzibar, but we are losing a little bit to the English Channel here, so I actually think it is the best call to, 100% of this essentially goes up to, it's still the best to pull from the Gulf of Aden to Alexandria is all I'm saying. Thinking out loud. Let's get back to it. I wanted to check, yeah, if we declare on Tibet, then Ming is not brought in. Now, I'd be lying, guys, if I honestly said, if I knew that if they would be called in afterwards with the tributary kind of status as a subject. Let me think. Yeah, I don't think they would be called in, but I don't know. I don't know. Regardless, what we can do is, if we do want to take somebody down a notch, let's make sure Ming has been taken down a notch. So we've got plenty of time. We're really trying hard to take out Ming. Okay, he's just manning up on me here, and he equipped his best general. Our general's actually worse in this case. God dang it. Did I hire both of them from the one spot? I think I might have hired both stacks from the one province. That was really retarded. I thought that I actually clicked on different provinces when I did that. Alright, I guess let's try to reinforce that. What can I do apart from... These provinces are just so large, damn it. If he kind of sends them in at separate times, though... I mean, here's the reality. We might suffer some losses, guys. We may suffer some losses. That is what it is. The garrison here is a little bit weaker. Good. Holy crap, we're just brutalizing him. Well, that is great. So let's have a look. His morale is really bad. Tactics is identical, and discipline is essentially identical. So what is that is just brutalizing him, guys? Is it his Chinese troops not being very good? I'd be lying if I said I knew. Okay, this is all but one. Let's just get out of here so I'm not suffering such brutal attrition. And what I can do is send another guy from here to meet up. That attrition is ridiculous, because our composition should be composed of 50. That's 49. Let's just get the heck out of there. Okay, no action going on in the south, and we're in a better spot to respond to sieges. So the south's going well. Most of the action's going on in the north. But, I mean, it's going about as good as we could expect right now. He's going here. I feel like that's mountains, dude. That's not a good place to fight. I feel like let's send reinforcements over here. Screw that siege right now. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What is this? Profits in Mecca. Missionary strength, trade efficiency until the death of our ruler? Yeah. He's 37. That missionary strength, though, better than the rest. Mercantilism is nice, but all about that missionary strength. Sweet. Just got +1 missionary strength, which has a small effect. Very good. We need that. Okay, coring up the old province around Well, guys, that's pretty sweet that we're much stronger than them. I'm glad to see. Glad to see that. Very, very nice. Madagascar is now officially, once these finish, converted. And theoretically, I think even with overextension, etc., should not really revolt, like, ever. So that's pretty cool. Let's quickly go grab a fort. I guess this stack is just going to have to chill in the New World to make sure they don't siege it back as well. That stack's just going to be in the New World for now. And I guess let's do something like this. Don't have access around. Stop suffering so much attrition here. Just divide these guys up a bit. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that guy in the mountains, guys. Not doing so well. Wait, what is that symbol? Are we not progressing here? We're not progressing. I just had the force march symbol over it. Man, these forts are so high. It's brutal. Hey, a nice event there. That military, etc. Very much needed. I'm gonna hire a general in the south. Oh, that's right. We lost 20 army tradition. Far out, dude. Let's hope we roll well. Yeah, well enough. Feels bad, man, dude. Losing bloody stuff. How dare you take stuff from me? Damn it. Okay, I guess I kind of want to reinforce. I'm heading over this way because I'm nervous that he's going to attack me and we're attacking, or he's defending in the mountains. So I'm going to continue heading over that way, but we should switch out this stack for a more healthy one, especially while the garrison's low. We could siege that out pretty quickly, I think. Help these forts here out. Okay, so let's get an idea of how much our peace offer. We need to be able to core them. See, that's already 50%, god dang it. But it's coastal. It's okay. Operation Jack Ming's Forts. Let's quickly check which of these is cheaper. Both expensive. Yeah, there's no other option there. Okay. Okay, that's 75. 77 overextension. That's a good chunk of his forts, though, guys. This one here is close enough. Cool. Cool. So, we can take the vast majority... No, not the vast majority, but a significant amount of these fort level 8s. Hopefully, taking more of them, obviously, in future wars, and creating a situation where it's just kind of a joke fighting Ming, where he doesn't have any forts apart from his capital, which we can siege down very quickly, especially if his capital is not located on a, you know, one of his own forts that he controls. If it's fort level 1, we can just siege it down like a joke. Okay, these guys are walking off to the north, so this worked out pretty well. Send these guys down to reinforce that. Go for fort level 2 here. Oh, wow. It's got a lot of guys over here. So is he just going to do a kind of... Whoa, that's the pretty much most of his army there, guys. I didn't even see them at all walking out west. Dude, if you're just going to walk through our country and kind of allow us to base race you, I'm happy to play that game with you, especially if your garrisons are low in some of these provinces. Let's just split up our navy a bit, make sure that they're not all ending up in one spot. Yeah, what are you guys doing? You're just walking away? Now, I have to keep in mind, actually, that we don't have a fort on our capital. So he could probably take it down in about 1 month's time. We need a navy in Japan. Let's pull... Where's that guy we just sent away? There he is, hiding. Let's keep a navy in Japan. Be ready to bring those troops back when we can. Actually, come to think of things, if he goes for the base race, that could be pretty painful. I mean, it's going to take him like a year to get over here, but once he does, he'll have it like instantly. Shoot. War exhaustion's high enough to where we could reduce it. Let's check if we can increase our absolutism with 50. Yeah. Spending our stuffs, but it's worth it. That war exhaustion is pretty painful. Nice. Diplo reputation is good. Dude, we have 2 of those merc stacks hired, and we're bloody rich. We're still rich. We're looting a lot, I'm sure, from those high development provinces. Well, we've got 100,000 troops waiting for him in Europe, and we know our stacks are more powerful. So how about I pull these guys back, change of plans, pull them back to defend the motherland, and yeah, I feel like if his troops are here, let's play a little bit more defensively. Attack him! Bring up a stack that can kind of reinforce, so I plan to switch these 2 out if possible. But if he's making himself vulnerable, I'm going over for this fort as well. Just trying to... If he's going to carpet just space race us, then we want to, you know, kind of carpet siege to the best of our ability, you know? That's the idea. Alrighty. Oh, France started yet another colony. You know, I just realized I made a grave mistake, guys. Doing that. Let's recall and abandon. We're going to be way over our colonial limit when we annex France. This is about to finish up. Okay. I might even keep them free because we're going to be considerably over. Alright, so is that enough to do the dirty on him? Let's take that. That. Full annexation. We still need war score. Well, while this guy's here, let's go siege stuff down then. While we can. And back to the Ming battle we go. We focus. This guy might get caught out if I'm not careful. That finishes. I think I might just leave him for now. Who the... Okay, that was my size 8 stack. That's no problem. Didn't know what to do with those guys anyway. God dang it, 21 particularists in Mecca? How defend? How defend against? Hopefully I can reach the mountains there before this event fires. I want to leave the general in this stack. This is awkward. Go like that. There we go. Alrighty. This stack is, we're trying to utilize them to reinforce, so let's switch out the general there. It's the 5. It's that one. Put the generals on the guys who are sieging forts. I mean, this war's going pretty well. We can see his enthusiasm has already lowered. I think it's definitely a good move to... I want these wasteland provinces, at least, guys, to be filled in. Trying to fill the lands in. I think it was a good move to try to defend our own stuff here. We got 50k, 100k. In the farmlands, no attrition suffering. Very nice. We're gaining quite some war exhaustion, which we're not really used to, are we? I mean, ideally we should be losing war exhaustion over time, but the attrition is just too brutal. That's alright. Oh, this guy's recovering, dude. He's finished his war with Daviet. Let's get out of this war. We got 41, which means, what is that? 58 is maximum. And considering his war score, we might not even be able to get that. So let's see how much overextension we can get here. Now, it's going to be a good idea to take the trading region if we can. Alright, sweet. 56 is good. Good stuff. Let's do it. It doesn't give us the best platform to fight Ming though, does it? I think it's okay either way. Not taking his money. Trying to get a short truce time there. And if we stabilize up this region, then we should be getting the merchant there now from our trading company, I suggest. Okay, I don't have access anywhere. So we get to take a single fort from Ming, but a lot of them are progressing well. Needless to say, guys, as we rip into Ming more and more, we're not going to need such a massive amount of troops. That is part of the reason we've gone... Hey, the particular is reduced down to 10 from this event. What's up with that? We're in Mecca. And it also changed location. That's why, you dummy. Alright. So be it. These troops can go back up to defend. If he is coming this way, I'm not sure. It does look like he's coming. It does look like he's coming. He decided to just bum rush us rather than fight us. But I think it's going to work out okay for us. As long as we put like our best. That is the first fort that we have taken. Excellent. As long as we put our best general and we play smart, even if he outnumbers us, I suggest that we would be able to... defend against him. Alrighty, how you looking, France? Make sure it is the full annexation. He's getting closer and closer. Hoping that we don't get call for peace with him, but the idea is, of course, to actually prolong it until our the provinces that we just took are finished coring, which are reaching near 5%. That is the second fort conquered from Ming. But let's follow along and get as much war score as possible. Go, go, go. Siege, siege, siege. The only way I could be doing it faster, nice, another fort there, is if we were actually blockading his coast, which I'm kind of not willing to do. He's got 23 heavy ships. We only have one stack with... enough heavy ships unless we like consolidate all of our navy. That's something we're not doing so well on. Nice. Our papal influence is fairly high. France is bloody close to accepting, which is very good. The full annexation of France and literally all of his colonial nations and other subjects that we don't really care so much about. In fact, we might cancel them to just automatically integrate them. He's a subject, right? A legit vassal? A vassal. Maybe we should just integrate them. We'll see. The thing is, we can do it for free by breaking our alliance once the truce is up, breaking the vassalage once the truce is up, just attacking him and integrating him, using our subjects to do it. So I think we'll probably just break them once the truce is up with the subjects he has. He has one down here as well, I think. But we'll just break it. He has finished his other war, so we're going to be gaining all of that, which is green, in the New World, making us, I suggest, the largest influence in the New World as well, which will just make things that much more smooth when we declare on the British. The British. Okay, let's move on to the war goal, Beijing. Farmlands, excellent. Oh, we're not catching them out anyway. Alrighty, keep on sieging stuff. However, don't, you know, even these non-fortified provinces, some of them are very highly developed and will give us 1 or more war score easily. He seems to be pulling some of his troops back. Some are certainly, most of them are certainly going out that way, but he's got some troops coming this way. He must caught us out there. I think just sort of continuing to take defensive battles is the way to go at this stage. The slow approach. Now you can get up to like 200 papal influence, guys. So what I'm thinking about is if you get up to 200, you can truce break. We can truce break and boost our stability by 2. It only costs us 3 due to the fact that we have diplomatic ideas. And funnily enough, I think the nation that we're most likely to truce break is this guy. So our truce comes up in 9 years. Don't get me wrong, we're going to have plenty to do then, and then declare a full war on him. But I think after that, we potentially, probably not the next war, because we'll have a lot to do with these tributaries and continue fighting in Asia, but probably the war after that, if that makes sense. The final war, most likely against Bakhmanis, we will truce break, I suggest. So with that in mind, our ruler could pass away and that could cost us stability, but I think we're good. I think we're good to boost something. But we're not really in need of those things. Diplo reputation is important if we're integrating dudes, which we're not doing. So we don't really need to do this. I think just in case I get a negative event, I will not use it just yet. Just murdered Ming's troops there. Now we're fighting here without a general, but I didn't really know what to do. I didn't have one to give there immediately. I would say that this war is going so well that as long as we won that, even with heavy losses, I'd be feeling pretty good about it, quite frankly. Yes, we need Beijing, however. What's going on in Europe? He's coming for me. We need to free up a general. Maybe I should go 1 over our general limits. Surely one of them will die soon. Let's try to get as much army tradition as possible, though, if we're going to do something like that. We need generals, man. Big time. Nice, we are winning there. So it had its cost. We won at a cost, but I will consolidate them. As long as we win, I'm happy. I say as we lose, and as we're about to get stack wiped. Fantastic. That's just brilliant. Alright. I want to make sure that we have enough to where we don't get insta-gimped. I think we're going to get stack wiped here. Good general. Oh, we arrived 1 day after, so we should be okay. Oh, what? He did insta-gimp us. That's so BS. And my general's not even equipped on the stack. Oh man, that was so lame. I thought that we would fight for 1 day. Like, I'm actually really... That was a pretty close battle, and he just so freely... Okay, that makes me feel better. We just stack wiped him in return. I feel a bit better about that. Oh man, that was brutal. I didn't think it would be so harsh on us. To just... Yeah, I thought it would at least give us, like, we'd put up a small fight, but apparently I was wrong. Okay, we got a good general available. So, let's fight them. Sure, he's only got 2 stacks coming. It's a good move. Just defend the motherland. Economy is doing well, dude. It's doing well. We could just as well... we just lost quite a lot of mercenaries, I think. We've got 100 available. Screw it, dude. We've got a lot to do out in Asia. I'm just going for it. There's not really people nearby to clean these up. We've got to be as fast as possible, guys, with the time we remain. So this is what our money is for, right? Taking a fort out here. Yeah, let's make sure we're using the fort level, the siege level 2, and then we can just use the guy left over. He's got a lot of shock on him. And Ming doesn't have a general here. Oh, baby, he's in trouble. Perhaps we can get a just blatant stack wipe. That would make me feel good. How are we doing, France? Full annexation, very close. So we're not going to have to worry by the looks of things about the progress of that war before... Sweet. Beautiful. That's really nice for the... that bodes well, guys, for the future wars. The state of Ming's manpower going to make him, hopefully, just more and more of a pushover. He's outnumbered massively in his manpower, just like ourselves. Ours is actually increasing. His is completely kaputifying. Now, we outnumber him massively here. His general is decent, but not great. That's good. That's really good. We just need that bloody capital city, I would suggest. Well, we need more, but at least his enthusiasm's garbage now. It's not that we just need the capital city. It's going to take a bit longer than that, isn't it? Of course, the bad news is stack wiping like that. He's recruiting more and more troops in this region, it looks like, and that's part of where his manpower has been going. But so are we. We've got one big stack to come in from behind. Oh, we are losing the odd guy. Unfortunately, that's okay. That's alright. Poor New Hungary has been fully sieged down. Let's go siege up his capital. That will take no time at all. Try to give him some relief. He literally has not put up any fight at all from the south here, so we are getting nearer and nearer to kind of at least unifying our access. Oh, wow, sweet. We just stack wiped to 50k stack by the looks of things, guys. I don't see it where it is, so good job, lads. Get Stuckity stack wipe. That feels good, man. I'm not going to lie, guys. I didn't think we were actually going to be so potent against the Mings. The mighty Mings. I think it must be his Chinese units are quite weak. I don't have enough experience to actually talk firsthand, but I think in the late game his Chinese are just not up to par with the Eastern tech units. Of course, we have the massive cavalry bonuses over him, but it shouldn't be such a dramatic effect at this stage. Looks like we are losing way more than I would like, but with those mercenaries, but it's okay. Oh, we seem to have lost our only siege level 3 general. God dang it. Oh. We need to reinforce here. And we don't have a bloody general here either. Wait, yes, we've got a free general. He was out in Europe. Okay, I seem to... Yeah, I keep getting blocked there. Alright. Luckily, those provinces in Canton are low development. So it took me a moment to realize there that we're not able to pass. I kept trying to do that. That's desert. Okay. I'm going to try to continue fighting him. Obviously. But try to get him, dispel him, especially if we're getting some of these stack wipes. I mean, that's just too good to believe. Stack wiping full stacks. Beautiful. don't have much going on to reinforce here, so it would be a shame. This stack can pull back once we replace it, but it would be a shame if we were to lose this, which I think we may do. He's got -1 to rolls. That's good. Oh, brutal. Brutal. Never mind. I thought he was going to hold on long enough to reinforce it. But plot twist. Plot twist. We're the best. We're the bloody best. We're the holy bros, boys. They don't stand a chance. Tell him he's dreaming. He wants to defend himself? Tell him he's dreaming. How you look in France? Revolutionary France. Full annexation. He'll accept. Sweet. Sweet. We gotta wait for this though, guys, which is only 26%. It's quite a ways. Thankfully, no call for peace yet, which means I should be keeping up the fight. Keep up the fight. Let's try to give New Hungary some relief. That's what I'll focus on. Oh, geez. Well, he's already at 220. He's already at 20. So is Portuguese Peru. Ah, British Peru. Sweet. So, Inca was fully annexed, I think. Nope, there he is. But he's got his land that he had, I think, here was released to a subject. Cool. Inca was just large enough where I didn't trust my colonial nations to fight him, but that's good. Now that we'll just take out the British and inherit all of their land. Good stuff. All bodes well for the most part. It's just a time constraint, obviously. Well, guys, I knew this was going to happen. This is a very long war, but I'm going to actually go ahead and call this an episode as time goes on and on and on. But we have 17% war score. His enthusiasm sort of fluctuates between medium and low. And we are beginning to make some progress on Beijing, which of course at the moment he's got 8. So Beijing is going to be worth a tremendous amount due to the development. But then also giving us the additional 8 and then the ticking war score. I suggest that oh, what happened? He seems to have stack wiping us. I don't think I had a small stack out here. So I'm mismanaging my units. My bad, guys. My bad. Still not the biggest loss. We can afford it. I feel bad for our Hungarian men's, Hungarian bros, and all the other holy bros fighting for the war effort. But thankfully, in the large scheme of things, it's not going to be too costly. I've got to watch that though, man. I think we just got stack wiped. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to end the episode here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. The war has been fairly good. It's been fairly good progress against Ming. Of course, we are looking to take as many forts as possible. And so what I've been sort of thinking, guys, is say we declare on a guy like Hayaxai. We can take Hayaxai as his capital, which is the one province, instantly grab it, start getting the second war score. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, we can peace out and take Ming's provinces at twice the war score cost from Hayaxai. So if we would just have to fight Ming and bash him around enough to low enthusiasm him to where Hayaxai is willing to be fully annexed, I think that's how it would work. And it wouldn't cost war score to take occupations from Ming. It wouldn't cost Diplo, rather, because that's one of my biggest concerns right now. So we're going to take a really decisive war against Hayaxai, and then just sort of try to reach, more forts and rinse and repeat. So kind of go straight back into war against Ming. That's what I intend to do. It might vary a little bit depending on what's actually going on. But of course, guys, we also want to fully annex France. And yeah, quite frankly, guys, this war was actually so decisive that I think by the time we core this up and then fully annex France, we're going to have wanted to be at peace for some time. Maybe. That might be the case. But either way, hope you guys are enjoying, and make sure to stay tuned. I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic, guys. We're really short on time, but let's see how we do, guys, with the one tag And one faith. I think one faith is a far cry from being achievable, but the one tag seems more and more within our grasp. I'll see you next time.